We had 4 races, Alabama, Mississippi, Hawaii, and American Samoa. And as American Samoa goes, so goes most of the Samoas. Everybody knows that. But as it turned out, Rick Santorum won Alabama. Now, that was a dead heat according to the polls going in, so we weren't sure who was going to win. We thought maybe Santorum, maybe Gingrich. So Santorum pulls it out. He gets Alabama. But in Mississippi, he was polling 3rd in every poll. He ain't going to win in Mississippi. That's not going to happen. Except Michael Schur, Young Turks political correspondent, down in Alabama, talking to the locals, saying, hey, you know what? I'm here in Santorum. Now, Alabama, Mississippi neighbors, obviously, he was in Alabama. But anyway, he's like, and they were saying, Rick Santorum. Next thing you know, Wasikdalan. Santorum wins Mississippi. He won Mississippi. Let's look at this. Alabama, 34.5% to 29.3%. You know what? He beat him pretty bad. I mean, given how close the polling was. Romney, 29%. Ron Paul. Ron, what are you doing? Dr. Paul, come on now. All right, Mississippi, 31.2 for Gingrich, 30.6 for Romney. So there you have it. Big winner last night, Rick Santorum. Now, he had won Kansas on Saturday as well, which for some reason nobody's talking about it because it was on a Saturday. Well, then, of course, it doesn't count. Everybody knows that elections that happen on Saturdays, by the time Monday rolls around, the news cycle's moved on. So anyway, so he did it again. Another hat Rick for Rick Santorum. Come on. But you know what happened? When you combine Hawaii and American Samoa into it, and since these are all proportional and they all get delegates, it's not winner take all in Alabama and Mississippi. And because randomly American Samoa turns out to be like 30% Mormon, Romney gets all their delegates. And so at the end of the night, actually Mitt Romney won more delegates than Rick Santorum. Oops. Okay, so but nonetheless, huge win for Rick Santorum. Now, why? Now, let's look at the overall delegate count. 495 for Mitt Romney, so he's doing pretty good. Rick Santorum at 252. So Romney's nearly doubling him, and then Gingrich is at 131. But the problem for Mitt Romney is that it looks like Newt Gingrich got his ass knocked out, okay? So now if he goes head-to-head against Santorum, well, he's not getting the conservative votes. In fact, he's not getting a lot of the votes. Here's some stunning numbers. Think Progress put this together. When you look at the popular vote, you know that Mitt Romney has only won 38% of the popular vote? Others have won 62%. For example, Rick Santorum has won 26% of the popular vote. Now, Romney's got more than that, but overall he's only got 38%. But he has 53% of the delegate count because he won some winner-take-all states. And got to give him credit for clever strategy, better organization, partly because he has so much more money. So somehow he winds up snagging 53% of the delegates, even though he got 38% of the popular vote. Now, that was in the 30 states and territories that have already voted. But we got very important states, including gigantic states like Texas, New York, California, Illinois, et cetera, coming up. And in those places, if he's, basically head-to-head against Santorum, I don't know. All of a sudden, it doesn't look good for Mitt Romney. Do you know that Mitt Romney outspent Rick Santorum by 5.5 to 1 in Alabama, Mississippi? Outspent him by more than 5 to 1, and still got Wasikdalan, double elbows, Mississippi, Alabama. In fact, here's Rick Santorum from last night.
We did it again. People have said, you're being outspent, and everybody's talking about all the math and all the things that this race is inevitable. Well, for someone who thinks this race is inevitable, he spent a whole lot of money against me for being inevitable.
Yeah, it's not a bad point by Rick Santorum. One of the few good points he's made in his life. I like that beginning. He does have coming a nice intros from time to time. We did it again. They did. That's his second hat trick. Or hat Rick.